by Kia.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Dr. Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Our coverage tonight from Target Center as the Minnesota Timberwolves will be playing against the Sacramento Kings. Well, for Sacramento, not much has changed with them this season if you're talking strictly one-loss record compared to a year ago. They're 9th in the West, right about where they
It's an all-Western Conference matchup in today's game as the Kings coming to town for this one. There's no better time of year than the holidays for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they want to turn the season series around as they lost their last matchup against Sacramento.
And boy, that was a tough one to lose, guys, but they played well throughout that game, just unable to convert down the stretch.
I think there are some things they can learn from this. I mean, some negatives to fix, certainly, but plenty of positives to build on.
At this point of the season, Doris, near the midway point, teams really now talking about what they're going to be and where they may go from where they are right now.
Well, I think you have a good familiarity with your roster. You know the strengths and weaknesses of your team. If there's aspects you need to shore up, you might be eyeing as the trade deadline approaches. You definitely have a handle on how you win and who you are.
Are coaches sometimes, and maybe this is true with every sport, too close to it where sometimes they need to step back and get perspective? Do they seek outside counsel, just another pair of eyes on a team and the feel of the team?
I think just like in life, you need truth tellers in your world, right? And you want people who are as good, or to be honest, you hope that you surround yourself with people that are better than you, and you know your true friends are the ones who tell you the truth.
I don't have many friends. Let's take a look at our starters for Sacramento. McLemore and Gay filling out the 2 and the 3. DeMarcus Cousins out there with coast to coast. And it's Collison at the 1.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Fantastic anticipation. Then he shows major explosiveness converting at the other end.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And he had the size advantage, too. Everything working in his favor in that situation.
Now, here's Collison. His last outing, he had 8 points. And Cousins kicks to McLemore. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. 4 on the clock. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
You know, you think about DeMarcus Cousins. Every time you feel like he's kind of nearing his ceiling, he just explodes through it. I mean, some of the stat lines he put up, they're legendary. And if he weren't already difficult enough to defend last year, he added the ability to stroke that three-pointer. I mean, you're talking about a 7-footer with the complete repertoire on the offensive end.
And so he makes both from the line. And talking about Cousins' new outside shot, he hadn't taken more than 22 three-pointers in an entire season before last year. Oh, quite a change.
Yeah, everything Cousins is doing skill-wise on the money. Maybe you'd like for him to shoot for a higher field goal percentage, but that could be nitpicking. The important thing is the total effect he has on his team.
Collison kicks to Cousins. Gay dishes to Cousins. On the left block. And DeMarcus Cousins, such a polarizing figure for coaches and fans alike. And this is dating back to his college days, even at Kentucky.
Yeah, maturing some, but obviously that fire burns bright within him. His passion is what helps fuel that production, especially when you start comparing him to other true centers.
For Sacramento, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. Bielitsa, he's checked in for Gorgui Dieng. And Cousins drops them both.
And for a franchise that competed for the Western Conference Championship a number of years ago, it's really been a lot of turmoil for quite a while. I mean, the Kings have had ownership changes, coaching changes, personnel changes, front office changes. I mean, that's been the one constant, is the fact that they consistently are in change mode.
And concerning all the drama that seems to surround the Kings, you know what cures all of that? Winning.
Yeah, and the best teams in the league, they win with camaraderie. They win with integrity and trust. The Kings are knocking on the door, but they still have some ways to go.
The first free throw is good.
Well, that's a plus to Towns' game, right? He was a great free throw shooter in college, and that's carried over.
He's off on the second.
You know, I think one thing about Towns that sets him apart is that basically at this young age, no holes in his game, which is sort of remarkable. I mean, I don't think there's very many players in the NBA at his age that can say that. And you think about all of the aspects and facets that he has to his game, virtually every single one of them he's able to do at a high level. That's an example of great defense. His teammates love that about him. Always why the shooters struggle against this guy.
For Minnesota, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. For 3, Levine. Timberwolves keep it alive. Pass to Bielitsa. And stolen by Cousins. Oh, and here comes Gay all alone.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate the open fourth when a steal triggers the break.
Here's Rubio. He's coming off a 10-point game against Atlanta. The feed now to Towns. And the pass to Bielitsa. Gay against Wiggins. Here's Towns. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Towns does everything so well. At such a young age, Doris. Pass is great. Strong defender. Has no problem playing inside or outside on offense and moves great for his size.
You're right, Kevin, and he doesn't do anything maybe at the best level in the NBA just yet, but when you put the whole package together, boy, it's jaw-dropping, his ability. Everything you want from an NBA player, that's Karl Anthony Towns.
Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. And Towns drops them both.
I think one thing the Wolves will certainly be looking to improve upon this year is solidifying that defense. It has been a weak point for them in recent history, and they have the talent, to me, to play good defense. They just need to drill in the fundamentals.
And Minnesota has possession, trailing by 2. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And we're able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night. And you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
Well, it happens sometimes, obviously, where you don't shoot it well. And when your offense is out of sync, you have to gut it out on the other side of the ball.
Here's Collison after Rudy Gay's bucket. And Cousins kicks to Gay. Cousins, the pass to Cauley-Stein. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. And with the Wolves and their defensive problems, Doris, a lot of that comes from lack of protecting the rim. That's not just on the big men either.
Well, Kevin, you're exactly right, because putting up a lot of points at the rim is not just the fault of the 4s and the 5s. Perimeter players can't act as matadors and let dribble drivers in so easily. If opponents do get inside, everyone needs to rotate and challenge shots.
Here's Collison after the basket by Minnesota. Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Dave Yeager. David?
Well, Kevin, I talked to him about the shot blockers they face in this matchup. He said if we can play a little more up-tempo and score before their bigs can recover and get set, that'll help. Also putting them on the move in half-court sets. Whether ball screens or screen and roll can help as well. We'll see if his team executes his game plan, Kevin.
Thanks for the report, David.
You know, I think he's right to be concerned about the defense they're going up against today. I mean, it's going to take some creativity for them on offense to be able to score consistently.
Yeah, I mean, the truth is, this is not going to be easy. They're facing a defense that prides itself on taking advantage of your miscues, so they really have to execute.
Sacramento shooting their 5th free throw of the game here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Rubio dishes to Levine. Here's Wiggins. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist.
Oh, really smooth. Andrew Wiggins with the terrific mid-range game.
Collison with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on Andrew Wiggins. The Kings have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. And that one falls for Cauley Stein.
I think something that is weighing on the minds of the Minnesota fans, May 31st, 2004. How about that's the date of the last time the Wolves played an NBA playoff game? Longest drought in the league, guys.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. And that is something you don't want to be the first in the NBA most years without a postseason trip, Doris. Wolves are doing everything they can to get back there.
I think, Kevin, you typically see teams maybe go through a 5 or 6 year rebuild or a franchise slump. But to be at 12 years and counting, that's a bit of bad luck for the Wolves and their fans. For the sake of the state of Minnesota, I hope the Wolves can get that monkey off their back.
Collison the pass to Gay. Here's Cousins. Sacramento again missing. The Timberwolves trail. Levine kicks to Towns. Stolen by Collison. And the Kings pushing it up now. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. Boy, in the last year, the Kings, Greg, went all in, even trading a couple of veteran contracts to the Sixers.
Yeah, and they used the cap reshuffling to sign Kufis and Rondo, a number of others as well at the beginning of last year. And regardless of the outcome of last season's games, those moves made this team much more competitive. And now the question is, can they build off of some of that momentum?
Some changes for Minnesota. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Wiggins, and it's done in for Ricky Rubio. And then for Sacramento, Flalo comes in for McLemore, and it's Lawson in for Darren Collison. So it's the Timberwolves now. 4-point game. Now here's Dunn. Outside Levine. Clock at 6. Here's Towns. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Now, when you're taken first overall, like Karl Anthony Towns was, you are expected to be an all-star. But you know what, Doris? I'm not sure if many thought Towns would be a generational talent, as he's on track to be in his young career.
Yeah, I think it's rare to see a player be taken first overall and actually exceed expectations. At every step of the way, Towns has worked hard and exceeded what was expected of him. And I think that mentality has put him in position to become one of the best big men in the NBA. I can't wait to watch.
The Kings making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. And Towns drops them both. Doris, you've worked with so many coaches in so many different ways throughout your career. You were a player and you were an assistant coach yourself, and as a broadcaster now. Do you ever see yourself maybe back on the sidelines?
Yeah, you know, that's how I started my career, Kevin. I've always thought that when my broadcasting career is over. I miss the competition. I miss working with a group of players to sort of achieve something special. So no question I see myself back there.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Bielitsa pass it to Towns, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And Zach LaVine is listed as a point guard, but he isn't a natural to that position. Certainly can handle himself acting as the lead guard, but Doris making plays for others right now isn't his specialty.
Well, it shows up in stats as well as with the eye test, right? He has never had a lot of assists given how much he handles the ball, and he also has somewhat of a poor assist-to-turnover ratio. But he is almost more of a shooting guard who can bring it up the floor and initiate rather than a true point guard.
The free throw drops for Towns. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And a change for the Kings. Garrett Temple has checked in for Cauley Stein. That one drops. He ties it up. Sacramento's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Follow against LaVine. Barnes kicks to Lawson. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And the results for Minnesota haven't come just yet during their rebuild, but Doris, they have plenty of things to cheer for. This is one of the most dynamic and exciting offenses to watch in the league.
Oh, Kevin, there's no doubt. Up and down the roster, the Wolves have players that are always a threat to make a top 10 play. Wiggins and LaVine, both some of the best dunkers in the league. Cat can do things most players his size only dream about.
Good on both.
And trailing here in the early going, too many careless fouls, and they're giving up a lot of trips to the line.
Dunn dishes to LaVine. To the inside, Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
Look out below, an airmail special by Cat.
Lawson the pass to Cousins. Here's Temple, guarded by LaVine. Here's Temple, and that one good. Timberwolves have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
Poor decision making. You know he wants that one back.
Here's Lawson, coming off a stellar performance against Utah. Barnes kicks to Temple. He can't get that one, and Minnesota will come the other way. Outside, LaVine. And the rejection by Cousins. To the paint. Here's Afflalo. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
When you look at Aaron Afflalo, he won a state title in high school, helped UCLA to the Final Four, and started his NBA career on 50-win teams in both Detroit and Denver. Certainly a winning pedigree.
Now here's LaVine. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. With the teardrop. The Timberwolves been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
The first one falls. And And Towns drops them both.
And he's been rock solid at the free throw line tonight. A little bit of an unexpected bonus for them.
Lawson kicks to Temple. Stolen by Levine. Here's Dunn. And Dunn with the slam.
Well, how about the anticipation by Levine? Gets the pick and jump starts the break. That's how it's done.
And Aflalo playing in only 3 playoff games in the last 4 seasons. Doris, you know he'd like to get back on the winning track and see the postseason.
Well, no doubt, Kevin, because his deepest playoff run was his rookie season back in 2008. And now he's been bouncing around the league a little bit. As you enter your 30s like he's doing, you'd like to see him get one more chance to make some real noise in the postseason.
Here's Temple. Chris Dunn making his last shot. Outside Lawson. There's the pick. Back to Barnes. Just 5 to shoot. Lawson outside. From deep 3-point range. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep. All broken down for Minnesota.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper three-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
Now Aldridge. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Here's Muhammad. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Well, the 14th pick in the 2013 draft, Muhammad's still developing.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
The shot's good from Lawson.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
I mean, outstanding finish inside against a defender that basically towers over him.
Here's Levine. Ty Lawson making his last shot. Muhammad, no luck.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
And Temple kicks to Barnes. They get it back. Cousins, no good.
He hasn't been able to shoot for a high percentage this quarter, but he's still pushing the action.
There's the pick. Here's Dunn. And he's way off from outside. The Kings trailing. Aflalo kicks to Lawson. Pass to Cousins. And Aldridge sends it back. He goes up again. Kings moving the ball around. Down low, Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Muhammad. Barnes grabs the miss.
Looked like it might drop for him, and you know, that has to frustrate him just a bit. That's one of his favorite spots on the floor.
Now, here is Lawson. He's tightly guarded. Here's Cousins. That misses off the backboard. Tie game in Minnesota. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
You know what? They're dominating on the backboards. They have controlled the paint thus far.
You know, this lead built partially on extra possessions, and if you control the glass the way they have, you hold a crucial advantage.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, we've got Shabazz Muhammad. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Ricky Rubio. Then it's Gorgie Day. And it's Bielitsa in at the 4 slot. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. Takes a shot at the elbow, and he hits the jump shot. Wiggins has got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves. And here now the Kings. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. It seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
Well, what better way to silence a crowd that's rooting against you than to hit the big-time shots from downtown? It made an immediate impact. Boy, the defense was in perfect position, but it simply didn't matter. He's just too skilled, too good.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we've seen DeMarcus Cousins become one of the elite big men in the NBA, dominant in the post and even adding the three-pointer to his game. But at times, his temper has overshadowed his talent. Cousins says he's now turned a corner, saying, "My mind has grown. I understand the league better. I understand the politics of it. Now I'm becoming the professional I need to be." It took time. Guys, he understands he now has to lead by example.
He wants to win, David. You know that. Thank you.
Well, not surprisingly, right? Tom Thibodeau was busy in his, quote, off year. He acted as an advisor to teams with their defensive schemes, helped many of his former colleagues by analyzing what they were doing and ways to improve.
And so it's Minnesota with it after the Kings pick up 2.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Collison. Again, Sacramento. Not many better options than Tom Thibodeau to hear advice from. Essentially, Doris, Tibbs was acting as a consultant there during his off year.
That's a great point, Kevin. One of the teams he helped consult with were the Warriors. A little bit of the rich getting richer when that came to light. But it was beneficial for Thibodeau as well because he picked up an inside look at what some other teams were doing around the NBA.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Gay passes to Cauley-Stein. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Cauley-Stein's got 11.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Now here's Wiggins. Defense right on him. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And when you see Zhang, you don't expect a player, Doris, of his size to be a threat from outside, but he has a very soft touch in the mid-range, and it's getting better every year, it seems.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt. Zhang can definitely face up and knock shots down. Enough, certainly, to keep other big men honest when he steps out into clear space. And also helps a lot that every time he gets to the free throw line, he's been solid there. I mean, the first thing you notice about Gorgui Zhang is when he's on the floor, it's his defensive presence. Very long arms to bother shooters, quick movement to stay and track drivers as they come to the rim. Such a force.
Ben McLemore, he's checked in for Sacramento. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And with Zhang's defensive presence, Doris, he'll always find a way onto the floor. Everything else he does is icing on the cake.
Well, it isn't just protecting the rim that Zhang excels at, right? He also has great timing to deny passes and come up with some steals. He's carved out a nice role for himself in the NBA.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
And there's the foul, and Darren Collison picks it up. That is his first foul of the game. It's taken away by Collison.
That's just phenomenal defense. The defense feels like it's all over the place and knows exactly how to guard it.
And here's Gay outside, but they'll get another chance. And McLemore kicks to Collison. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Now here's McLemore. Muhammad covering. Here's Gay. And it's Gay again missing.
That kind of miss rarely happens, but when they occur, they're pretty shocking.
A baseline J, and with that shot, the Kings lead is cut to just 1 in the basket from Muhammad.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
They set the pick. Gay dishes to Cauley-Stein. Again, the miss by the Kings. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And it's Wiggins missing. Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. The 17-footer. And it's Collison that time on the assist from McLemore. And the Kings lead by 3 for Minnesota. They've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. And Muhammad kicks to Wiggins. The 17-footer. Again, Wiggins missing.
He's been so inconsistent from the field, and that makes it hard for these guys to catch up.
Collison against Rubio. Collison kicks to Caspi. Dishes it to Gay. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Rudy Gay, extremely versatile, has the size and athleticism to play a number of positions. He produces, but for some reason, you know, Greg, people always seem to want more out of the guy.
Yeah, some of the disrespect I think he deals with is because he hasn't played on a lot of winning teams. Greater efficiency and tougher defense are a couple of areas where he's still trying to improve.
And the Kings making a change here. Kufis is checked in. Rudy Gay hits them both. Well, from a broadcasting perspective, Doris, just how global has the game of basketball grown with advances in the accessibility of the games being played?
You know what I marvel at is how the next generation consumes sports content. Live sports are still what the viewer wants, but you'll see so many people watching on mobile devices, right? Small tablets, phones. It's incredible to me how different our business is, Kevin. News is now not broken in a newspaper story. News is broken on social media.
Don't you think, Doris, it's promoted that way too, because owners in this league that are very in tune with the tech side of the business?
Many of them are businessmen and have succeeded because they've been visionaries in their field, and certainly they want to know, how is our content getting to that next generation?
Good point.
You know, after not scoring a single point in the first quarter, they're still feeding him, and he's showing his appreciation.
Rubio outside. It's taken away by Collison. And here we go with Collison running it up the court. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
This is his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Aldridge is checked in. Allison hits them both. Timberwolves trail by 9. And here's Rubio. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Jang a screen. Aldridge the pass to Rubio. Just 5 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Will it go? Jang, no luck. Kings leading now by 9. Outside Collison. Here's McLemore. Begins with the block.
Using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan. Wiggins airmailing it back.
And just a little bit ragged defensively.
Been the story all too often for them today. Too disorganized, not playing cohesive basketball at all.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
It's ridiculous to give up that many points in the paint. You know, I think he'd like them to play a bit more physical.
Beans checked in for the Timberwolves. Dunn comes in for Ricky Rubio. Then for the Kings, Matt Barnes is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Flalo comes in for Rudy Gay. And it's Lawson in for Darren Collison. Timberwolves trail by 12. Dunn kicks to Wiggins to end the drought. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Well, it's an excellent make, plus the foul, and that's the assertiveness everyone wants to see from the young guy, Wiggins.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for McLemore.
You can watch Andrew Wiggins play for 5 minutes to see how naturally scoring comes to this guy. He's always moving without the ball to find space to attack the rim or try to get open. And he is a guy that will continue to add to his skill set so he can put up points in a number of different ways.
Now here's Lawson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, he took a solid angle, didn't block the attempt, but still forced the miss.
Levine against the Flalo. Levine dishes to Aldridge. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. And one area that Wiggins is already very good at is his ability to score on the break. Doris, he covers ground so easily in transition and gets a lot of free points that way.
You know, and that's what great scorers tend to do. They find and improve on every possible way to score. And Wiggins, just like all the ones who came before him, you take portions of other players' games and incorporate them into your own bag of tricks.
Free throw, no good by Aldridge. Sacramento leading by 7. Kicks it to Kufis. Back to Lawson. He dishes it to Kufis. Feeds it to Cousins. Takes the 13-footer. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Cousins has got 9 points.
The assist coming up on the bounce pass, and it was a pretty one.
Dunn passes to Wiggins. Low block shot on the way. It's stolen by Lawson. Here we go, one-on-one. And a Flalo bucket on the assist by Lawson. And now it's an 11-point Sacramento lead. Dunn with it. From beyond the arc, and the 3-ball is good. Dunn's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up.
Lawson kicks to Cousins. Back to Lawson. Some nice ball movement here by the Kings. Just 4 to shoot. Rebound by Dang. Jang's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
His shot's off, but they're still winning. So hats off to his teammates for picking up the slack.
Barnes right side. Here's the teardrop. And the rejection by Jang.
Oh, the 7'3" wingspan erases that shot. Nice by Gorgie Jang.
Dunn dishes to Levine. Jang a screen. Here's Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing. Sacramento leading by 8. Barnes kicks to Kufis. Cousins against Jang, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. There's the foul. That's against Minnesota. And Doris, we have a moment here. A question from one of our fans out there wants to know, in your opinion, what position in the NBA right now you feel has the deepest wealth of players?
Well, I think it's hard to dispute that we're living in the age, or the golden age, of point guards. And I would begin with one who has so many titles, and that's Tony Parker. So I know everyone describes Chris Paul as the best point guard in the league, and I probably concur with that sentiment. But championships matter, and so Tony Parker's in that discussion. But you're also seeing the evolution. Look at a guy like Russell Westbrook. I would say a non-traditional point guard, but the ferocity with which he plays, the athleticism, if you allow him into open space, you know, he's going to destroy you. Then you look at the elite level speed that a John Wall attacks the position with. You look at a guy like Stephen Curry, the league's MVP, and the extraordinary handle and combination of handle and perimeter jump shot, and now the confidence to go in, use all the tools at his disposal to score inside. You know, I don't want to leave anybody out. And, you know, I'm just naming a few guys off the top of my head. I could go on and on and on about great point guards in this league. Hard to dispute that we're in the golden age of point guards. You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. Far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations.
Well, they're going to have to look elsewhere for points because he has pulled a Houdini and completely disappeared from the offense in this one. Just no production from him, and nothing seems to be in rhythm for him right now. It's just not his night.
Now here's Dunn. T right on him. Count that one. The Sacramento lead has been cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Aldridge. Sacramento's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Screen by Cousins. Lawson kicks to Cousins. What a stretch it's been for these players. They're the NBA's leading scorers over the last 10 games. These are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. DeMarcus Cousins third.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
And that one falls for Cousins. And so DeMarcus Cousins nails both of them. Timberwolves trail by 10. Now here's Dunn. He's got 7. Aldridge. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's on Aaron Aflalo.
Shooting for Minnesota, Cole Aldridge. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
Screen by Cousins. Lawson kicks to Cousins. And that one comes up a bit short.
They were right there on him, guys. When you take away space from a shooter, it can rattle and force a miss like they did there.
Wiggins outside. Drills it from outside. Wiggins has got 8 points in the quarter.
Building on a solid first quarter performance, he's now taken his offense up several notches.
Lawson kicks to Kufis. Towns with the steal. Wiggins passes to Towns. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. 15 points for Karl Anthony Towns. Kings leading now by 4. Lawson with it. Now guarded by Dunn. There's the pick. Lawson dishes to Cousins. Back to Lawson. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Garrett Temple is checked in for Sacramento. That's good from Ty Lawson. There's 42 seconds left here in the second. Levine against Lawson. Levine kicks to Aldridge, and the shot goes down. Aldridge has got 7 points.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And Temple kicks to Lawson. Hits the front of the rim and out.
If he were shooting even a little better, they would have a much bigger lead.
Here's Dunn. 7 points in the game. Wiggins left side. Inside, Aldridge. No good with the layup.
Yeah, terrific all-around effort from the defense. They were not going to let him finish over them.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Kings lead by 5. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Dave Yeager. Coach, what is going to be the focus offensively going into the second half?
Well, we try to go inside. That's our strength anyways. And for us, our bread is buttered inside, so we try to play high-low. And then if the threes come out of that, great, but we want to try to get everything to the rim.
Coach, it all starts with that entry pass to the big, and then everybody plays off of him. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It's an interesting battle going on tonight. Ernie Johnson here with you folks alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. You are watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. A pretty close game for the Kings throughout the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter largely belonged to them as they took charge of the game and jumped out to a 5-point lead at the break. What'd you think about Sacramento, Kenny?
Well, they made a concerted effort to get out on the fast break. Dunks, alley-oops, run the lanes at every opportunity, and it's wearing the defense down.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
I think they're playing defense with their hands instead of their feet. Too many times they've been caught reaching and they paid the price. These guys giving up way too many free throws. They need to stop sending guys to the line. Come on.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it back to Kevin Harlan and crew. They are standing by courtside.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
He created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
The 2 E's, efficient and effective performance from him. Not needing a lot of looks to make a huge difference in the scoring column.
Kings leading now by 5. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Collison and McLemore are the guards. Koufos out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Gay in at the 3 slot. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And the first one drops. Good on both. Timberwolves trail by 7. Rubio outside and stolen by Koufos. The drive by Collison. A nice shot by Koufos. Koufos has got his first basket.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
I think defensively, they've got to get their heads in the game. Judging by that play, they've come out of the locker room a little lethargic.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Yeah, and an example of why you want to let the game come to you. The opening presented itself, he converted in a big way.
Collison, good.
You know, that's just intelligent basketball. Put that pass exactly where it needed to go to set up the shot.
And with that shot, the Sacramento lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Zhang.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Here's Gay after the basket by Minnesota. And there's Cousins. That's good on the assist from Gay. And that's now 17 points for DeMarcus Cousins. We're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. There's a good screen. Zhang, the pass to Levine. It doesn't go for him. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Well, the one question Zach LaVine had when he entered the NBA is whether or not he could be a reliable contributor on offense. Of course, he's put in the work to improve his efficiency a great deal in that regard.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that for LaVine is that he's worked on his jump shot to where he's now more of a threat. He upped his field goal percentage from mid-range and from deep since his rookie season. He's shown better judgment in the shots he takes. All of that goes into making him a better player.
Here's Collison following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Collison dishes to Koufos. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
The first free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. No good from Gay.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
And finished off by Zhang.
Wow, big time size, speed, power combination from Gorgui Zhang. Wow.
Now here's Collison. 10 points for him. Gay kicks to Koufos. Screen by Cousins. Pass to Gay. 6 to shoot. Puts it up from 15. Another miss by Gay.
You know, that kind of miss can rattle your confidence. He knows he should have had that one.
And stolen by Koufos. The dish to McLemore. To the paint. Here's Cousins. Minnesota with the rebound. Zhang's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Rubio the pass to Levine. Zhang a screen. Outside Levine. He kicks to Zhang. Sacramento grabs the miss.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
He looks frustrated, and by every measure he should be. That's a shot you have to bury.
Now here's Rubio. Wiggins. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Some contact inside. Wiggins playing big and will go to the charity stripe. I think one aspect of Wiggins that really helps his game that might be overlooked is how long his arms are. It helps him keep the ball away from defenders when he's driving to the rim. The high release point on his shot makes it that much harder to contest.
That free throw, no good. And Doris, another benefit of Wiggins is his great length for his position. So it takes very few steps for him to go from the three-point line right to the rim.
Yeah, I think when you couple his reach with his hang time, you can see why he can adjust so many times in the air and still get off a great shot. It's really crazy to think he's a shooting guard with a 7-foot wingspan.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, getting to the line at will nowadays. Wiggins wanting to improve his free throw percentage.
Here's Collison. Sacramento again missing. Here's Muhammad. And the three off target. Kings leading now by 7. Outside Collison. Fades back. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And it's 13 points for Gay.
You know, it's really special to be able to watch this guy operate offensively. He gets his points in all sorts of ways.
Out to the right wing. Ties it from 19. Nice jump shot. Good. Zhang's got 8.
Listen, this guy's shooting it well enough these days, is Gorgie Zhang. You might want to run him off his spot and make him put it on the deck.
Collison against Rubio. Unloads from 13. That doesn't go either for Collison. Timberwolves trail by 7. Down low. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Cauley Stein. A nice shot by Collison.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Yeah, I think their high-octane approach seems to be wearing down the defense and expect them to keep it going.
Here's Wiggins after Darren Collison's bucket. No dice from the high post.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Gay kicks to Cauley Stein. He feeds it to McLemore. Now Casper. 8 feet away. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And a foul called on Minnesota. This is his first free throw of the game.
And of course, we'd all like to see his percentage at the line improve, but he just does not have the touch right now. He's in the 60s.
No good on the free throw. Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Wiggins. And the second free throw, good. And the Timberwolves call time here. Take a look here at the shot chart.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Timberwolves trail by 10. It's taken away by Collison. Now here's Collison, the fast break opportunity. And that one, good. Collison's got 14 points. Timberwolves have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Passes it to Bielitsa. And there's the feed to Muhammad. Here's Rubio. And too long on the shot.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look.
Now here's Collison. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. McLemore dishes to Cauley Stein. Shot clock at 6. That's good from McLemore on the assist from Cauley Stein. McLemore's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And here's Rubio. Aldridge with it. Back to Rubio. And Muhammad has it in the corner. It's Bielitsa. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And checking out some numbers here for Collison. How his last 10 games have gone. Averaging 12 points, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. Dunn, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Then for the Kings, Matt Barnes is checked in for Gay. Temple comes in for McLemore, and Ty Lawson subbed in for Darren Collison. Good on the second free throw. Here's Lawson. 7 points in the game. The pass to Temple. Cauley-Stein kicks to Barnes. Cauley-Stein with the screen for Barnes. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes.
That's a horrific turnover. There's just no excuse to throw the ball away like that.
Now, here's Dunn. 7 points in the game. And Bielitsa kicks to Muhammad. Another shot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, beware how you defend Muhammad now. He has the strength to finish through contact.
One thing you can't help but notice, Doris, with Muhammad is just how strong he is. Listed at 6'6", which is a good height for his position. But he can bully everyone else on the wings with his strength.
You know, I think, Kevin, he welcomes the contact. That's perhaps more important than anything. Muhammad is very good at absorbing a hit underneath and continuing on to get a chance at a three-point play. And he looks very much at home under the hoop, even when he has to try to outmuscle opposing big men.
Muhammad hits them both.
You know, I think the one area where Muhammad seems to get more comfortable each year is the free throw line.
Pass to Temple. Dishes to Cauley-Stein. Here's Lawson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot two. And this is his third trip to the line tonight.
And guys, you might remember that he was not at his best from the foul line in their last outing.
That's good from Ty Lawson. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Well, Doris, we know so many teams rely on threes and layups. Is the mid-range game still relevant in the league?
It certainly is to a guy like Sean Livingston.
It is indeed.
I mean, that guy specializes in it.
Good example.
Yeah, listen, I like the mid-range. I don't think you can eliminate any of the three levels of the game. At the rim, in the mid-range, or at the three-point territory. To me, it's all important.
I wonder if defenders sometimes, though, feel like that's that gray area where they don't know, should I go out? Should I play him only deep? I think sometimes that creates a lot of question. That mid-range game can be equally as effective.
Well, you have so many organizations who philosophically will say we only want point-blank layups or threes. And so if you've come or been exposed to that mindset, it sort of messes with you. I just, in the analytics era, I would say I want balance.
Yes. Here's Temple. Kicks it to Casper. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Feeds it to Muhammad. He dishes it to Aldrich. Timberwolves passing it around. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. This is a good chance here to look at the teams with the most second chance points of the season. Here are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. In the third spot, the Timberwolves.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
first one falls for him.
Now, this is a guy who was 63% from the free throw line his first year. Zhang now has transformed himself into a very good free throw shooter.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Caspi. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Sacramento leading by 13. Pass to Temple. There's the dish to Cauley Stein. And Aflalo kicks to Lawson. And it's off from three-point range. Minnesota's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Bielitsa passes to Dang. Another miss by Minnesota.
You know, in most situations, coach is okay with him taking that shot, even if it doesn't go in.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's 11 points for Lawson.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
And Muhammad kicks to Aldridge. Done. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Well, you take a look at Chris Dunn out of Providence, it's easy to see what talent evaluators see in this young man.
6'4", long arms, strength, blinding quickness. He is an NBA athlete and then some. In a draft year that was light on point guards, you knew he'd be one of the first to hear his name called.
The free throw drops in for Dunn.
And Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. Scores the ball, distributes it well, and also pounds the glass aggressively.
Both shots good from the strike.
And for Chris Dunn, you know, everyone told him to enter the draft after 3 years at Providence. His father, his coach, he could have been a first-round pick back in 15. Instead, he decided to stay one more season, earn his diploma, and I'd have to say it's worked out pretty well for him.
Here's Temple. Fires top of the key. Rebound, Minnesota. Aldridge has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And Dunn, undergoing 2 shoulder surgeries in college, took a medical red shirt for his sophomore season.
Yeah, and that was on his right shoulder, his shooting shoulder. You wonder if he can get even better shooting the ball with time.
And Sacramento has possession following the miss by Chris Dunn. Back to Barnes for the 3. Can't hit that one. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. 1:35 left to play in the third. And stolen by Lawson. Lets it go from 14. And the shot falls short this time. Here's Dunn. 9 points in the game so far. Bielitsa passes to Dunn. 6 to shoot. Over to the wing. Here's Muhammad. Drills the three-pointer. Muhammad's got 12 in the game.
First 3 of the half. Second of the game. Can he heat up?
Lawson kicks to Cauley Stein. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, you know, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
Passes it to Aflalo. Back to Lawson, and stolen by Dunn. The shot and game clock separated by 4. That one falls. 11 points in the game.
He's been taking what the defense gives him, shooting a high percentage, and they still trail.
Now Barnes. There's the pick. He kicks to Lawson. Jacks up a 3. That shot no good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Kings on top. They lead by 11. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Keep the ball moving. Quick decisions. Get the ball from side to side. Set better screens. Defensively, we got to do a much better job. Let's get on the glass.
Quick tune-up there from Tom Thibodeau. Wants to see improvement in a number of areas.
Yeah, and to me, it comes down to better execution across the board. Each guy needs to hold himself accountable for his part in the bigger scheme.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. A high-flying pair of Levine and Wiggins at the 2 and the 3. Gorgie Dang is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Rubio in at the 5. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Sacramento leading by 11. Collison kicks to Cousins. Outside Collison. Back to Cousins, and stolen by Jang. There's the feed to Wiggins. It's stolen by McLemore. Free from Gay. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
And Wiggins throws it down.
The leaping ability and wingspan of Andrew Wiggins is helping him dominate above the rim.
And the pass to Cousins. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart, can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Bielitz has checked in. Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. A nice shot by Kufis.
You know, the inbound play paying off immediately. They knew exactly how they wanted to attack.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. Towns sets the pick for Levine. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Sacramento leading by 11. Collison dishes to Gay. Cousins with a screen on Levine. McLemore, the pass to Gay. Just 5 on the clock. He feeds it to Cousins. Moves back up. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. Timberwolves trail by 12. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And here's Rubio. Releases. Gets the front of the rim and out.
You're always surprised when he misses that kind of look, whether the defense is on him or not.
Gay kicks to Collison. Back to Gay. To the inside. The kick out to Collison. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Minnesota's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Towns. Another miss by Towns. Kings leading now by 12. Here's Cousins. Rebound collected by Levine. Levine's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Pass to Dang. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
Now, this is, to me, where Zhang is really starting to improve, making moves inside that force the defender's hand.
2 shots.
And the first one drops. Second free throw, no good. Sacramento leading by 11. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete.
But just staying alert. Great setup that time by Levine.
Kings have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's find out the news on Andrew Wiggins. David, what's the update?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from the Timberwolves head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, it does not look good at all. Boy, losing a player like him right now, just a huge blow. They depend on this guy so much, Kevin.
All right, David, thanks. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
And not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
And our hearts go out to him. The guy works so hard. His teammates love him. Coaches love him. He's going to be missed.
There are going to be times, I think, when it's okay to take a shot like that, but not on that possession.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he can make that, but that particular distance is not his specialty.
And he's clearly been the best rebounder on the floor today.
Well, he just works so diligently inside, and the numbers back that up.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Levine kicks to Towns. Here's Dang, and stolen by Cousins. Rubio against Collison. Towns with the steal. It's Bielitsa. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Bielitsa's got 7 points for the quarter.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Oh, he's been outstanding offensively. His performance has been one of the things that's gone right for them.
Now here's McLemore. Cousins, no one around him. Again, the miss by the Kings. Levine kicks to Zhang. That one's not going to go. Nice D from Cousins. A 3 from Gay. They get it back. And the rejection by Towns. It's Bielitsa. Off target with his 3. Sacramento leading by 6. Gay kicks to Collison. Back to Gay. Shot to stop the drought. The shot's good. Collison making the play. 18 points for Gay.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Levine dishes to Towns. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
How about the skill level of Anthony Towns? I'll tell you what, the touch inside, it's a joke how good he is.
And that one's good. Cousins.
A steady screen set on that play and the defense disappears. Nice communication between teammates to make that play work.
Zhang against Cousins. Zhang the pass to Towns. And it's good. Run through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, those points courtesy of an excellent entry pass into the post.
Andrew Wiggins, who's checked in for Bielitsa. The free throw drops for Towns. Kings leading now by 6. Outside Collison. Dishes it to Cousins. From 7, that doesn't go either for Cousins.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, he's got moves and counter moves inside. Towns makes the defender pick his poison.
At the line for your Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns. At the line for 2.
The free throw drops for Towns. And Towns drops them both. The Kings leading. Outside Collison. Kicks it to McLemore. Wiggins against Gay. Cousins dishes to Collison. Good D by Rubio.
He needs to complete that opportunity. Really shocking he botched that one.
Collison with it. Guarded now by Rubio. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Wow, wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The first one falls. The Kings making a switch here. Cauley Stein's checked in. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Yeah, but the main thing is the 2-possession lead is secure.
Wiggins kicks to Levine. Shoots the 3. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Cauley Stein's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Collison kicks to Gay. Pulls it up. Second shot opportunity. No good from Cousins.
He wasn't expecting to be smothered like that. Excellent work by the D.
It's tipped.
Wow, this defense is blanking him down the stretch, and that's certainly hurting his team's chances.
Another miss by Gay.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
Now here's McLemore. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. And McLemore kicks to Collison. And Gorgie Jang is going to pick up the foul. That's his 5th foul.
Oh my, he really needs to be careful now. That was his 5th foul of the night.
Outside Collison. That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. Timberwolves trail by 6. And Levine, here we go, and hits one. Maybe he's ready to get back on track.
I'll tell you, Levine's a guard, but he has the quickness, the hops. He's difficult to stop in there.
Collison, the pass to Cauley Stein. Feeds it to Cousins. Puts it up from 7. And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here. McLemore with the ball. The drive by Collison.
Yeah, easy call.
Muhammad, he's checked in for Minnesota. Throw good, Darren Collison. Collison hits them both. Timberwolves trail by 6. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Muhammad. He dishes it to Wiggins. Tries a 3. Kept alive. Towns. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Bielitz has checked in. And that one misses. Kings leading now by 4. From deep, Gay. Here's Cauley Stein. It's number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
That's just laziness on the part of the defense, not hustling to get to the boards.
Now here's Rubio. Outside Levine. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got his 6th assist on the night.
Levine delivery in a big moment. What a game we've got.
Here is Collison. Gay sets the pick for Collison. Gay against Wiggins. From 10 feet out. Goes up again. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And just not nearly as effective at drawing fouls on the defense as he was in that first half.
And the first one drops. And Cousins drops them both. Timberwolves trail by 6. Wiggins up top. He's covered by Gay. Wiggins outside. Levine wide open. Cans it from downtown.
Well, spacing the floor with Levine hitting from range, the offense benefits greatly.
Kings leading now by 3. Collison dishes to McLemore. On the left block. Minnesota with the rebound. Towns has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. 1 more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here.
I'll tell you, 13th pick in the 2014 draft. Levine still with plenty of upside.
And so Levine nails both of them.
I mean, he's as close to automatic when he's up at that line, especially when the ball game's a close one.
And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 7th assist in the game. The Kings trailing. 1:42 left to play here in the 4th. Here's the dish to Cousins. Inside, here's McLemore. That one good for 2. Neither team here in the 4th generating a lot of separation.
Yeah, it's been a close one. 5 times the lead has switched hands thus far.
Free throw, no good. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
Huge turnover at really the worst possible time. You have to value every possession, especially at this stage of the game.
The Kings leading. Now here's Cousins. Defense right on him. And the basket by Collison.
You know, those kinds of shots from close range, they're real confidence builders. Hard to miss those.
Timberwolves shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. Wiggins passes to Towns. And the dunk by Towns.
Oh, does he deliver? That is a determined young fellow right there. Karl Anthony Towns.
1:03 left in the fourth. Such a wide open look. 24 points here for Cousins.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Now here's Wiggins. Passes it to Rubio. Fires for three. And the rebound goes to Collison. Gay outside. Three-pointer. Rebound, Minnesota.
I don't know if he's tired or what, but he is definitely holding back a little bit, and he has to step his game up right now.
And stolen by Cousins. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And Collison gets it to go on the assist by Rudy Gay. And the Kings lead by 6. And the Timberwolves call time here. They're down by 6. We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
And I'm not sure the two-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for three.
Unless it's an and one, a two-pointer makes no sense. Unfortunately for them, the defense knows this too.
Shooting for Minnesota, Ricky Rubio. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that brings them within 5.
That's so much that Rubio gives you. The last thing that has to come to me is the range shooting.
And so Ricky Rubio nails both of them. Sacramento with the ball. They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Shooting for Sacramento, Darren Collison. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
And the Timberwolves call time here. They're behind by 6. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And I'm not sure the two-point bucket does much here. I think they got to go for 3.
Unless it's an and one, a two-pointer makes no sense. Unfortunately for them, the defense knows this too.
Towns dishes to Wiggins. From 10 feet out, the shot misses. Good work defensively by Gay. And they go to the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Aldridge kicks to Rush, shoots the three. Cauley Stein grabs the board. Here's Lawson. So the Kings win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, weaker teams might have buckled at the end with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, DeMarcus. What did the team do tonight that really allowed you to be so effective out there?
Sharing the ball. That's the main thing. I mean, as what the keys to this team winning, I always say that's sharing the ball. So when we play that way, it's hard to beat us.
Yeah, the ball was really moving around there tonight. Thanks very much. Congratulations. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. It is time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Darren Collison. I'll tell you what, his season high in points powered everything they did. Clearly, he was the catalyst tonight as they come away with the well-deserved W.
Darren Collison doing a supreme job of running the show for them tonight. He had sprinter speed almost, and that speed was too much for them to handle. He was confident, and the team was in his control.
I have to give a big nod to the impact he had through his defense. We know he can turn it up on D when he needs to, but tonight he turned it all the way up. Wow.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.